Hi Dollar Divas, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be testing out some new Dollar Tree makeup. I recently hauled some new Beauty Intuition palettes. I've got an IONI blush. I still have a foundation that I haven't tried yet from Prolux. And I've got a BPure lip product. So I've got a few items to try, and we're going to do a spring inspired makeup look as well with these products. So very excited to try these things out. And of course, if you're a returning Dollar Diva, thank you so much for coming on back for another video. You know I appreciate you very, very much. And if you're new to my channel, my name is Jessica, and I'm basically a bargain makeup channel. What I mean by that is I like to do a lot of the same fun content that other makeup channels do. I just like to try to keep it in the bargain price point, so the closer to $1, the better. Definitely hit that subscribe button and become part of our Dollar Diva family here on YouTube. As always, I'll have some related content down below in the description box. That way, if you are new, you can binge watch some of my other content and see what we've been doing here. So without any further chit chat, let's just go ahead and get into today's video. So this isn't a brand new product, but I think this is only maybe the second time I'm using it. Like I said, this is something I think I've only used once since I've hauled it. So we're gonna use this for our eyebrows today. So I think I'm gonna go into like the medium shade right there. And I'm just gonna go in, planning on getting my nails done. My cat Sophia has a vet appointment tomorrow morning, and then Wednesday morning I have a dentist appointment. So I'm planning on getting my nails done, I don't know, maybe either Wednesday or Thursday. I've kind of enjoyed a little bit of a break though, if I'm being completely honest. It's been nice not having to really worry about them, but my hands are a hot mess though. So I'm needing bad to get them done. It's been about a month or so since, well, I actually got them done probably at the very, very end of January, right before I went on my trip. And then my nails they all kind of fell away by the end of February. And by the end of February, and so then I just haven't gotten them done since. And it's been about a month where I haven't had any nails. But I know a break is never a bad thing. My left one just didn't come out as good as my right one, and I always feel that way. So now I'm going to clean up my brows with some of my BPure Essentially Ageless concealer. I'm going to add an eyeshadow primer, and then we have some new eyeshadow tests, so I will be right back. I hauled 3 new Beauty Intuition palettes the other day at Dollar Tree. So they came out with a new pink palette, and the best I can tell, there are no shimmers in this like the other one, and it's a completely different color story, like just different shades of pink. They also came out with the smoky browns that is different than the other smoky browns, and they had a purple palette, which really was more of like a pastel palette, but different than their other pastel palette. So I was super excited because it has been a while since Dollar Tree has really had new makeup, at least my Dollar Trees. So this is their other pink palette. It's called the Soft Pinks, whereas the new one is called Pretty Pinks. So you can see this one has shimmers and mattes, and then this is the new one here. There's no shimmers, but it's a little bit of a brighter color story, I would say. So we're gonna get a look with this as well. So last year when LA Colors came out with their Bubble Tea collection, I did not pick up this color story, but I recently found it and picked it up because it was really pretty. It's the LA Colors Bubble Tea Quad, and this is in Peachy Shimmer. So I might use some of this for like a little pop of shimmer, because you know me, I love my shimmer. So I'm gonna go all over my lid. There's a couple like light shades that I could go into. Like any of these 3 shades here on top is gonna make a really nice base shade. I might go into this one right here. This shade really is just to lay down a base for the rest of the shadows for the darker colors. So it doesn't really matter like a whole lot. In my experience, these are really nice shadows. Beauty Intuition makes a really nice palette, especially to get 8 shades for $1.25. Let me know down below in the comment section what your favorite Beauty Intuition palette is. I know the Smoky Browns is a favorite of people. The original Smoky Browns. Like I said, the new one is way different. I think the new one actually has some shimmers in it as well, where that was like their only 8-pan palette in the past that did not have any shimmers. But it was just a beautiful like fall rainbow palette, just gorgeous. The new one's a little bit more muted and a little bit more like tan and taupey, you know? Probably a little bit more cool as well. So I'm gonna take that same brush, I'm gonna go into this beautiful pink shade right here. So this is gonna be a pink look. So kind of when I think of spring makeup, I think of pink. Just gonna start building this up. Building up your eyeshadows, like going from light to dark, is a great way to make it not splotchy. Sometimes splotchiness happens, A, when you don't have a base shade on your lid and it doesn't glide over your lid. And then B, if you just go from light to dark, sometimes getting that smooth application where there's not splotchiness, if you have a bunch of if you have some transition shades in there, you build up the color, that helps with splotchiness. These don't really seem to have a ton of fallout either. My brush is a little damp because I cleaned it right before. So that often helps with pigmentation, even for matte shadows, in my experience. Yeah, there's really not hardly any fallout. So I'm gonna start deepening up this color. I'm gonna use a more tightly packed brush. So I'm gonna go into this slightly deeper pink shade. So I did not do an empties video last month, I guess for February, because I really didn't have much. I didn't really have many empties. So I'm gonna, at the end of this month or the early part of next month, do a 2-month empty video. So for February and March, and I've got quite a bit of stuff, y'all, that I've used up. So then my next empties video, if you love empties videos, should be really, really good. So that's building up really, really nice. I find these palettes to have really good variation. They don't have too much repeat. You know, there might be a shade or two that is a little bit similar, but I would say that these palettes always have at least 6, you know, solid colors that are different. And I really like them because they are kind of like a monochromatic palette, which is really nice. I'm gonna take that same brush and I'm gonna go into this shade right here. I'm gonna actually go into both of those shades. They're very similar. And I'm gonna just use this a little bit on the outer part of my eye and add a little bit more depth. See that? That's really doing a nice job. I'm actually gonna use a fluffy brush and blend it. Those shades had a little bit more fallout, but I do tend to go with a heavy hand if you know me. There we go. We're off to a really, really good start. So now I want to add a little bit of shimmer. And like I said, this palette does not have shimmer. I could go into the soft pinks like the other soft pinks, but I think I really want to go into like, have a little pop of something kind of unexpected. So I'm thinking like a peachy shimmer would be really beautiful. So I think I'm going to go into both the shimmers. I'm going to start with this one right here. Just a little bit more of a deeper peach. I'm going to take my flat brush and I'm going to pack that color on. I'm going to spray my brush with setting spray, as I always do with a shimmer. Put this in the middle of my eye. Now I'm gonna go into that lighter peach shimmer there and put that more towards the inner part of my eye. All right, so there we go so far. I'm just gonna blend the crease a bit. I'm really loving it. It's like different. It's like pink and peachy and so really, really loving it so far. So off camera, I'm gonna add some IONI Halflings, my IONI Lash Glue and Liner in one, and a coat of mascara. So I'm gonna do all these off camera and we will be right back. So my lashes are on. We're gonna come back and add some finishing touches as we always do, but we're gonna move on to face. So I've actually already tried 2 shades of this. This is the 3rd shade that I bought. I'm talking about the Prolux. This is the matte foundation. This is the shade Bisque. When I found this and the setting powder at my Dollar Tree, I bought 3 of each shade. So the first time I used it, it was a little too dark for my skin, both the powder and the foundation, and it didn't really look very good. The second time, the match was much better for my skin, and I really liked it. I've used all 3 setting powders, so I'm just gonna go back and use the translucent today. I think that was the one that I liked the most, and I'm gonna just kind of see how this shade works for me today. For my Dollar Divas that have come across this foundation and powder at their Dollar Tree, reviews have been mixed. Some people really like it, some people really don't. And that's honestly my opinion as well. Now, I love the packaging. I think the packaging is great. You know me, I love a pump bottle. I don't care for a dropper or anything like that. I'm gonna use something too that I've only used once. This is the City Color Collection Primer Oil. I've used this, I think, 1 time, so I'm gonna use this again because this matte foundation tends to be a little bit, it can look a little bit muddy. And so I'm just gonna put this on my skin just to kind of help. I liked this the first time I used it, so I guess this will kind of be like a second impression type of thing. I want to bring it to work and try it at work too. It feels nice on the skin. It has a really nice light scent and it makes the skin look really, really nice, I feel. So I'm just going to apply this on the blender here and hope that this shade isn't horrific. It has a little bit of a scent, but nothing too crazy in my opinion. If you're really sensitive to scent, it might be a little more for you. But honestly, it's not it's not as scented as the Clean Color Stick Foundation. That scent is a little overwhelming. Very overwhelming, really. It kind of dissipates, but at first it feels like very scented. But this definitely has a little bit more scent than most makeup, liquid makeup I've used. I think the shade's really kind of okay. It's a little light, which you know we will fix. So we'll see how it does with concealer and some translucent powder. So I'm just gonna apply the same BPure Essentially Ageless Concealer under my eyes. That's about all I really conceal. I generally don't You know, I might conceal around my nose, like take the extra and go around my nose. Okay, so now I'm going to set this down with the Prolux translucent powder. This is the Onset Extra Fine Setting Powder. Like I said, I think this one here was my favorite. It's been a little while since I've used it, but I think it was my favorite out of the 3 shades. I have 2 like skin tone shades and then the translucent. I'm just going to use the puff it came with and place it on. It looks a little ridiculous right now, but I'm going to kind of go in the center of my face and then brush the excess off. It really is a very fine loose palette. Like I can see it all in the air. It's very little all over the place just because it is so fine. But that's a good thing. That means it's generally going to have a nice effect on your skin, in my experience. There we go. I think I got a nice finish on the skin. We'll kind of deepen up a little bit with some bronzer as we always do. So for bronzer, this is not new to my channel. I'm going to use the BPure Glow Up stick. This is in the fair medium. I've got the other one as well that's dark. I just like to put this on the back of my hand, and then I'm going to use a stippling brush, blot it on the back of my hand. I've really enjoyed this product the times I have used it. They are, of course, supposed to be dupes for Charlotte Tilbury. Apparently LA Colors has some Charlotte Tilbury dupes from what I've been hearing. I have yet to see them in my stores yet, but I have seen them on like Reels and TikTok and stuff like that. There we go, just a nice, slightly bronzed effect. I'm gonna take my powder brush and just go over that a little bit. So I do have a new blush. This is one I've had for a little while. It's from IONI. And I think this was from the collection with the eyeshadows, the Lash, the circus or fair collection that they had, because it says tightrope on it, so that's just like a dead giveaway. But it's their blush. It's in this new packaging here that they came out with. This is the shade Pink Coral or Coral Pink. The package says one thing, the box says another. Of course, IONI makes wonderful blushes, as we know. I've really been enjoying these little blush containers. Really nice for travel, not too much product. And it's just a nice, really like a bright pink blush. But it's got those coral undertones in it. So I'm just gonna go in with a brush and go with a really light hand. These are usually very pigmented. There we go. Just, again, these are blush, the IONI blushes are just always awesome. They never disappoint. I'm really liking the finish of the everything I used on my face. It doesn't look muddy. My skin texture looks really good. And yeah, I'm really loving everything so far. So now for highlighter. This is not new, but I have not used it in a while. It's from Shop Miss A. It's from actually my very first Shop Miss A haul. It's the Majesty Highlighting Kit. You've got all these different shades of highlighter, from white to gold to pink. Then some like different like nude kind of shades. It's all highlighters. And I'm going to go into the pink one today. Every now and again, I'll swirl them all around. So there we go. I thought that would be really pretty with this look. Just have a nice little pink highlight. You know, it's very subtle, just a little something. So now back to the eyes. I'm going to add some pencil liner to my waterline. I've used this in my last video or two. This is from La Mercerie. It's the Twist and Sharpen eyeliner pencil. I'm going to put this in my waterline and I will be right back. Okay, so now we're going to add some little finishing touches to the eyes, maybe an under the brow bone highlight, inner corner highlight, smoke out underneath, all that good stuff. So I think to smoke out underneath, I might mix like this shade here with like one of these and use that for underneath my eyes. Get those shades mixed. I'm going to tap off my brush. This is a smudger brush. There we go. I think that adds that nice little something something. So real nice so far. So now I want to add a little inner corner highlight. And I think I'm going to try to go back into the Bubble Tea palette and go into this shade right here. I'm hoping it's going to be like a strong enough shade for an inner corner highlight. Oh yeah, that's pretty. A little darker than I want it to be, but it's pretty. I might lighten it up with something from the Soft Pinks palette, the older pink one from Beauty Intuition. So I'm going to go into the old Soft Pinks palette from them and go into this little shade right here. I'm not even going to clean off my brush. I'm just going to dig into it, and it's not really doing a whole lot, but I'll do it on the other eye anyway. Not that it's not pigmented, it's just it's like a shade issue. I think that right there will be nice. I really like the pink and peach kind of combination. Actually, it's kind of like my shirt. My shirt's got kind of like pink and peach. I didn't even really realize that. Like, it just felt springy to me. Now I think I'll go into my upper brow bone with this shade right here. Hoping it's not too dark. I'll try it, and if it is, I'll go into the other, like, lighter shade. Oh no, that's gonna be perfect. That's a wonderful under the brow bone highlight. It's not too severe. I was a little worried it might be too dark for my taste, but it is not. Then I just like to take a brush and blend that. There we go. I would say the eye look is done, and I'm very, very pleased with it. Something a little bit different, you know, a little unexpected. So now for lips. So this is a product I hauled a while back, like last year, and I used one of the other, there's two color stories, but I have not yet used this one. It's the BPure lipstick that comes with the 4 different shades. I think this is such a clever idea. And so this has got different shades, you can see. And I don't know what shade I'm gonna go with today. I don't think I wanna go with the dark one. I might just go with this very first one here. And so then you can kind of top them, you know, and twist them, and it's great for travel. I'm gonna use some lip liner. This is the IONI lip pencil in Napa Wine. Not new to my channel. I'm gonna blend that a little bit. And I'm gonna go in with this shade right here. If I don't like it, like if I hate it, I'll change it. I think I'm gonna hate it. So I'm gonna go with the next color down. It's a little bit more of like a coral color. I think what I might do too is to get a little bit of depth in my lips, I might put a little bit of the first pink right here in the center. There we go, I like that. Kind of create a little bit like of a fullness. That's a trick you can do, is use like a light color right in the center. I really, really like the way this look came out. So we'll do a quick rundown of all the new products. So this is like a second impression thing. So I'll just go ahead and include it. The City Color Collection Primer Oil. I don't know if this is what really is making this foundation look not so, like it's matte, but it's not so like dry looking. It looks really, my skin looks really moisturized. And I don't know if I have this to credit making this look better, but I love the effect. I would love to try this in work, this combination with the translucent powder, which I think is my favorite one of the Prolux powders versus like their shades. But yeah, I would really love to try this combination in work because I love the effect on the skin. I think this Bisque color here was really good for my skin. Of course, like I said, the translucent, and this stuff here is really, I'm very impressed. So yeah, like I said, love the way my skin came out. I had much less expectation on how this was gonna end up looking all on my skin. But yeah, love it. So I used 5 shades out of the Pretty Pinks palette from Beauty Intuition. It's an all matte palette. I love the more like yellow shade for under my brow bone. The colors were really pigmented. Nice variation. No shimmers, just all mattes, which I know some people really like. And really a nice companion palette to the one that they already have. Now you've got 16 different shades. You've got some shimmers between the two, and really, really beautiful. I think we've got a really nice look. And of course, I paired it with a couple of the shimmers from the Bubble Tea palette from LA Colors. This is in Peachy Shimmer to get a little unexpected pop of peach shimmer. Of course, this is not brand new. It's just new to my collection. This actually came out last year, but really, really like it. Then, of course, in true IONI fashion, their blush is amazing. I really like this color. It's like a bright pink with coral undertones, which is really, really beautiful. This would be wonderful on much darker skin as well, as pigmented as it is. And the richness of the color would be, like I said, really good for darker skin tones, I believe, as well. IONI never disappoints with their blushes. And I love the little packaging. And then last, but certainly not least, the BPure, I can't remember what this is called, but it's like a multi color lipstick thing. Again, great for travel. They've got another color story that I've used in a previous video. I have not used all the shades. This one here, I used the top 2. I did this shade here, and then I did this one just to add a little bit of a fullness to my lip. It's really a very, very muted pink, the top shade, but the one down here, really, really nice. You get 2 other shades. You get like a berry and like a, kind of like a orangey reddish shade. Again, really nice for travel. So in a pinch, you could probably even use this for like eyeshadow, like to add a little bit of color and a little bit of blush, but really, really nice. Love the concept of that, and it feels really nice on my lips. My lips are actually pretty dry, but it looks really, really good on my lips. So yeah, again, no fails. I always enjoy trying some new products, and I'll be trying out the other Beauty Intuition palettes as well. here really soon. Definitely let me know if you've tried any of these products, what you think, if you have these color stories. You know, I love hearing your opinions and I love talking to you all. Of course, hit the like button if you enjoyed this video. It helps me and my channel out so much. Definitely check the description box for related content and give my other videos a binge watch. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.